Hey everybody, it's Jane.
And Mike.
We're here at Earth Care Farm, rainy June day.
It's good for the plants to have the rain.
It actually feels amazing. It's like a warm tropical rain, it feels like, and it's releasing all the smells of the garden. We're near the chamomile and it just is like incredibly relaxing. So I recommend exploring your garden in the rain. What do you want to do today, Poppy?
I don't have a clue.
Let's just walk through and show what we got going on in June. It's changed so much since May.
If you blink, it seems to change. The stuff is growing phenomenally.
We have some beautiful dill, an amazing patch of dill that volunteered itself. And that is what I'm really smelling too, the dill and the chamomile. Sugar snap peas are in their glory right now. They're about to be picked by my 4-year-old niece. It's her favorite thing to do. And our sunflowers that we seeded in March are looking robust right now. Chamomile has just been its beautiful hedge of chamomile this last few weeks. Here's the lovage that is just, I mean, it's amazing something can grow that fast. And it's loaded with tiny little pollinators. That's what I love about it. Each different plant seems to attract different insects. And this one has the tiniest little sweat bees and tiny little things. It's like little fairy plants, very cool.
There's so much going on, and we probably only notice about 1 or 2% of what's actually happening here.
Yeah, for sure. I've just fallen in love with this plant borage, and I've let it seed itself all over the garden. It is covered with bumblebees. I realize how much it flourishes when it just gets to seed itself and grow versus planting it from seed and then transplanting it. I'll show you another patch. It's just like a hedge of it. But it's a beautiful little plant. One cool thing about it is an edible flower is you can just pop it in the back and get this beautiful little flower with no leaf on it. And it's delicious, actually. It has a cucumber flavor. One of my favorite things to do when I have fancy people over, which is not very often, is to put the flower in ice cube trays and then pour water in, and then you have this really amazingly beautiful ice for your beverages. The onions are thriving. I'm so glad to see that. It was a little bit of a tough spring, but they seem to be not minding. I can't believe that one overwintered artichoke. It's like we're in like the Amazon. Very cool. Peppers and eggplant, they got hit with cold when I first put them in mid-May, and they just have a hard time recovering from that.
It was a cold spring this year.
It was.
And certain plants are just very sensitive.
Basil, peppers, eggplant, tomatoes, I find they have a hard time recovering. And this is one of my most beautiful crops of broccoli, the crowns. Look at this one, Dad.
Oh, goodness.
And not one, like the plants, like they don't have any insect damage, and usually they've got the cabbage worm by now. I think they're just so vibrant. There's something to that. You can just fend off the insects. So got some beautiful collards at the end, overtaken by more borage. And I need to stake my snapdragons. Just a few things to do. And the lavender's coming back. It was looking really sad last month, but it looks like it's gonna be just fine. We want to add this little snippet that the other day my mom was talking about how there's this little nest of barn swallows in here, and we were leaving the door open so the mom and dad bird could go in and out, but we have cats. So we were worried about the cats going in. They were kind of torturing the birds. So my son must have heard that, and the other day my mom and I were looking, and there's this little hole here, and we can see the birds flying in and out. We can leave the door closed, and the cats can't get in. And I had to text him, did he do that? He did. That was so thoughtful. 15-year-old boy thinking about the birds. It's so great. All right, so we're here at the garlic, which is just starting to get the yellow tips. This is a good sign. Right now, all the chlorophyll in the plant is just starting to go down into the bulb so that we have that super nutritious bulb when it comes a little later. It's probably gonna be mid-July when these get like a third of the way yellow, and that's when we'll harvest them and dry them. Looking forward to that. We'll show you the big field too. This is the field of mixed things. We have potatoes that are looking good, more garlic, tomatoes, just a lot of mixed crops, herbs and peppers and kales and summer squash. And
Might want to tell people what that red tent is about.
One of my employees is experimenting with this red tent, which is kind of like a shade cloth that should slow down the dill and the cilantro from bolting. The other thing I do is for cilantro, I just plant it every 3 weeks because it goes to seed very quickly. A lot of people get disappointed. They plant it once and then it goes by, but that's just all right. It's just a quick revolving one.
It's an endless experiment.
It is. It's so fun. And our rhubarb, we're still harvesting that rhubarb. We've taken so much out of the field this year, and it just keeps on producing, even with that drought. I'm very impressed with that plant. So tough, tough as a mother. So here we are at the bigger garlic field where most of our garlic is. It's just a really neat thing to get to see it transition. I don't know, I feel like it's in its middle age. I can relate to this garlic right now.
But this is taller than the other field.
This was my experiment year with this, and I do find this was where this garlic was planted last year, and not rotating seems to be the way to grow it here. If you had a healthy crop, actually keep it in the same soil. But the experiment's still happening. We'll see when.
It's counterintuitive because we used to always try to rotate everything, and now we're learning that they like the same area sometimes.
If you have a healthy ecosystem, I think that's the key. And behind us we have a hedge of elderberry. I wanted something to separate out where our kind of industrial scale compost operation starts and our farm is, and just a little hedge, and also brings in the bird activity, which we just are always trying to encourage more of. And my shirt today is grow through what you go through.
Easier said than done.
Yeah, I don't know, we could just look around us and take cues from nature. So we appreciate you so much.
Thank you. Take care of your soil.